There are some high-stakes elections taking place in the US today, believed to be the first real test for Donald Trump since he took office in January. In Wisconsin, there is a crucial Supreme Court election. And in Florida, there's a special election to replace two Republicans who are now working in the Trump administration. Well, joining us from Washington, D.C. is correspondent Simon Marks. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Corin.
Let's start in Wisconsin because this is might be a bit hard for New Zealanders to get their head around. You're electing judges?
Yes, it's a bit hard, all of this, I think, for some Americans to appreciate as well. There are parts of the country where judges are elected, and Wisconsin is one of those states. Remember that every single state gets to make its own decision about elected offices. And so this is a vacancy on the Wisconsin Supreme Court that is on the ballot today. And under normal circumstances, absolutely no one in America and very few people in Wisconsin would pay very much attention to this race. But it is making history because it is the most expensive judicial contest the United States has ever witnessed. More than $90 million spent so far on a race that will determine whether Democrat, liberal justices, justices broadly supportive of the Democratic Party, continue to enjoy a 4-3 majority on the Wisconsin top court, or whether Republican justices are able to tie the court up. And the man whose name is not on the ballot in this race is Elon Musk, but he has become the most significant player in this election because he has poured $20 million into the race that is being waged by the Republican Party's backed candidate in Wisconsin. And Elon Musk has also given away two $1 million prizes to people who agreed to sign a petition in which they agreed with Elon Musk that judicial activism is a very bad thing. You may remember that Elon Musk tried this on during the presidential election campaign, giving money away to people who had signed a petition saying they backed the First and Second Amendments of the United States, free speech and the right to bear arms. He's trying something very similar in Wisconsin because he argues that if the Democrats retain control of the Supreme Court, they are going to redraw the boundaries of congressional districts in Wisconsin through their control of the Supreme Court, and that will damage the electoral prospects of Republican congressional and Senate candidates in the state. So Elon Musk absolutely engaging in political activism, even as he decries judicial activism.
Well, that'll be one to watch. Now, there are a couple of special elections I see in Florida. Now, these are interesting because the Republicans have got a very slim majority, don't they, in the House. They will want to win these because they haven't got a lot of wriggle room.
They haven't got very much wiggle room at all, and all eyes today are on Florida's 6th congressional district. That is the district that was represented in the House of Representatives by Mike Waltz, now the president's national security advisor, beleaguered a little bit after having presided over that group chat on the Signal app in which war plans were discussed regarding the president's decision to attack Houthi rebels in Yemen. But Mr. Waltz's seat needs to be filled. Now, again, under normal circumstances, this would be an easy Republican victory. Just 5 months ago, in November of last year, Donald Trump won in that congressional district by a 30-point advantage over Kamala Harris. And yet, it is now absolutely neck and neck there between State Senator Randy Fine and his Democrat challenger, Josh Weil. There's been enormous activity by the Democrats to try and get their vote out backing Josh Weil, because the Democrats know that if they can flip this seat, not only will they reduce the Republican slim majority in the House of Representatives by another single seat, that would bring the current margin down to 5, a majority of 4 rather in the House of Representatives, but also if they can win this seat, they can basically demonstrate that they are reanimated. They're returning to the political fray after having been largely absent since Donald Trump took over in January. There's another seat in Florida that will stay, I think, reliably Republican.
Yeah, well, just finally, before we go, Cory Booker, is he still talking? This is the Democrat, senator, is it, in the House doing a 24-hour filibuster, or trying to?
Yes, it's not a filibuster, because
Indeed,
that would be
yes.
an effort to try and stop a vote from taking place, which is not what he's engaged in. He's talking, and he's going to carry on talking until he has no more puff left in him. I'm not even sure if he's actually still talking. Yeah, he is still on the floor of the House of the Senate. This is basically an attempt by the senator from New Jersey, charismatic Cory Booker, to demonstrate that there are some Democrats up on Capitol Hill that are willing to demonstrate they've still got a pulse. So he's trying to connect with voters and say, look, the Democrats, there's still some life left in the old Democrat warhorse after all.
Thank you, Simon. Simon Marks, their Washington DC correspondent. Yeah, I think I was reading somewhere 24 hours or something is the record. He's still got a wee way to go. You can't move. You've got to just sit there at the lectern and speak for 24 hours. Read the phone book or something. 19 minutes to 8.